least you get it. Oh, we're on! I just... Oh, whoops. Oh, look, everyone, like we're saying, you know, just give us a thumbs up when you're ready and we're on, and we're just waiting, thinking that she's going to give us a thumbs up, but she's already given us a thumbs up, so we're on. So hi, everyone, and great that you could join us. I'd like to introduce Todd Wrench, and he's going to tell his story. And I'm going to ask lots of questions, and I've already been asking lots of questions.
Yep.
And, you know, and I have said to you, if I say something that you don't like, that, you know, it's quite okay to say you don't feel comfortable answering that. But hopefully you will answer. So let's just go, like, way back. Are you an only child? Are you got brothers and sisters?
I've got one brother, and, yeah, that's it.
Is he older or younger than you?
Older.
Older than you. So you're 30 now?
Yep.
And what we're talking about is how did you actually get introduced to drugs?
I got introduced to drugs when I was playing soccer for a club. We were on an end-of-season soccer trip, and we were going out one night, and then one of the boys had a bag of drugs, and we decided to get into drugs and go out clubbing and that.
So that's what it was about, like, and had you ever had anything like that before?
No.
So what was it?
I know it was like gas or something at the time, and I was taking that for like only on the odd occasion, like for about a year or so. Then it wasn't doing that much for me, so I thought I'd step it up a notch and take something that's a lot heavier. And yeah, my life soon went shit after that.
So how old were you when you first started?
Probably about 17, 18.
17 or 18, wow. And that was because you were playing soccer and it was a teammate?
Yeah.
And had a little bit of an experiment and had a night out and liked it?
Yeah. And
so, like, did you like the feel that it gave you, like going out? Would you only use it when you go out?
Yeah.
So, then you said that after a while, like after a year or something, it didn't do much for you. So you felt like you needed something else. Yeah. So where did you go to from there? Like, what was your drug of choice then?
My drug of choice then was ice, and I don't know, I pretty much fell in love with it the first time I tried it, and I don't know, like it's caused me more harm than good, and but like I don't know, like it's not like I can change things these days now, but like I've just gone that extra yard further to show that I can stay clean and not have to pick up a drink or a drug to be happy.
I love that. I just love that. You do not have to pick up a drink or drug to be happy. That's fantastic. What, so how long were you on ice and that for?
Probably between 10 to 12 years.
10 and 12 years. Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, so were you working, like to support your habit?
At first, yes, I'd been working most of the whole time, but I know that I was starting to like going to work after using drugs, and even using drugs while I was at work, and then even not even turn up for work because I didn't have no drugs.
Wow. So it started to rule your life then?
Yeah.
Gosh. So, alright, so did you lose your job because you just didn't turn up, or because of drugs, or what was it that you just decided to leave?
It was based around like the drugs I did, and I think that's probably the best thing for me, looking back on it now. Because I wasn't a very good employee while I was using drugs.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know, like I was always tired at work, or pretty much go and walk about, missing, like hiding places and all that, so I could use. And I don't know, like, I know if I could change things right now, I would have been at a job and done probably the better thing, and not use drugs while I was there.
But I think it's hard when you get to that stage, isn't it?
Yeah, like 'cause when I was there, like I was full on in addiction, and
How much a week were you spending on it?
pretty much my whole paycheck,
Which was what?
about $500-600.
A week? Gosh. Where did you live? Did you live with your parents then?
Yeah, I was living with, first I was living with a mate of mine, then because of the drugs I was never there, so I ended up moving back in with mum and dad's, and yeah, it's just bad living there, like with my parents and that, like the amount of stuff I'd put them through, and like a lot of hurt and everything for me. Not only my parents, but for my older brother as well, and I'm still paying for the consequences of not being as close to my brother as I wish I could be these days.
That'll just take time.
Yeah.
You know, and you're in a good headspace right now, so you can work at things like that, because you can actually concentrate on things like that if they are that important to you. You know, you're in a good mind space now to put the time and energy into it, and it's good positive energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What did you talk to your parents about your drug addiction?
No, I tried to keep my drug addiction low key, like, and for them to not know about it. But then I think I was soon getting like around town, like, so I living in I lived in Cessnock, and just about everybody knows everybody in Cessnock, and I soon got back to them that it looked like I was using drugs because of the amount of weight I'd lost, and that from the drugs. And then they asked me, and then I said, yeah, I'm using drugs, and I didn't know if one day I'm going to get that phone call saying I died because of drugs.
Did you lose a lot of friends because of it?
Yeah, I lost a lot of friends, and I lost a lot of personal belongings as well. I crashed full motorbikes I bought out of my own money, and
You personally crashed them?
or
Riding them and having accidents, or
not personally crashing them and that, but like writing them off or whatever, because been hit like in accidents, like from being off my face, and just risking my life.
and the other people that are on the road too.
Yeah.
But I guess, you know, you don't think about that situation when you're taking drugs, do you?
No, I never. I was only thinking about myself, and I didn't care if I hurt someone in the process. Like, it was just all about me and me only, and nobody could change my mind.
So, after you've lost your job, and obviously you've got this habit, did the amount of money that you need increase? Like, did you need more money to pay for it? Did it go from $600 to $1,000 a week, or did it stay about the same?
It was about. I know, like, so I had to go back on Centrelink, and if I use that money that I had got from Centrelink on like drugs and that, like, I'd go out and do crime and like steal things to get what I needed for the drugs.
So you'd steal to sell stuff to get the money to pay for it? So what sort of stuff did you steal?
Like expensive tools, like Milwaukee and all them, that sort of brand of tools, and like just like electronical stuff, whatever my dealer wanted, I'd get it for him.
So the dealer would tell you what they wanted
Yeah.
for the drugs.
Yep, and I'd go and get it.
And then you'd go out and steal them. So you'd break and enter.
Yeah.
People's homes and sheds.
Yeah, just everything.
Did you ever get caught?
I think back early, I think it was early 2017, was pretty much like I'd been doing crime a long time before then, but that's when I first got arrested, and like I just broke into a place at Cessnock Way, and I was in the middle of breaking into a car, and like the interior light came on, and while I was in there, police drove past, and they ended up doing a U-turn, coming back, and looked around, and they found me like with a whole bag full of stolen stuff.
Were you on your own?
Yeah.
How unlucky was that? That the police went past at that particular time.
Yeah.
But I mean, lucky. I mean, you've got to look at it both ways, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like, unlucky that it happened at the time, but lucky that it did happen.
Yeah.
Because from that, you were put under house arrest, weren't you?
Yep.
So was that at your parents' house?
Yes.
And how long was that for?
It's for about 5 months, from about just before my birthday, and like my birthday's April 11th. It was from I think the 7th or 9th of April all the way to like the 20th of July. I think it could have been longer.
What were you thinking about for those 5 months?
I don't know. I wasn't really thinking, because I was still using drugs while I was on house arrest, and
So how did that happen? So you're on house arrest at your parents' place, and does that mean like if you want to go, well, you can't go anywhere, can you?
no, I couldn't go nowhere without like my mum or dad with me.
Right. So how did you get drugs?
I'd wait till my parents went to bed at night, and then I'd message my dealer and tell him to come around and drop it off, and that's how I'd get it.
And did you do that for the whole 5 months?
Pretty much, yes.
Wow. So how did you get to the stage where you're on house arrest, you're getting your drug dealer to turn up and still getting drugs? How did you make that final decision to stop? What made you think about that? What was it that made you make that decision?
I don't know, like, so I'd been, after I got off house arrest, after I'd been sentenced for that one, as like community service hours and stuff, and I ended up breaking the law again, and I ended up getting put on the merit program, and through that merit program, that they got in contact with a rehab out at Cessnock, and that was pretty much the way for me to start on your future while going to that rehab.
That would have been really hard after 12 years on ice. Like,
yeah, especially doing a rehab out in my hometown, around everybody that everybody I know, I could see it, like I'd see in the streets or wherever, and especially having like where the rehab is, there's a cemetery right next door, and I had one of my best mates was buried right there just before I went to rehab, and
what happened to him?
he got hit off a motorbike by the police.
So did that like make you think about life in general, did it? Knowing that he was buried next to you, and
Yeah, like there was a few times where I wanted to run out of that rehab and just leave, and I don't know, I had some sort of willpower to know that not only I'm doing this for myself and my parents, I'm doing it for him as well, and to show that I can stay clean.
And how long were you in rehab for?
About 5 months.
So really, after being on drugs for 12 years, and after 5 months, you're able to cope and not be on it anymore.
Yeah, correct.
Wow, that's incredible. That's all it takes. Or that's all it took for you.
Yeah.
And so how long have you been clean now for?
A bit over 21 months.
Congratulations!
Yay.
Cheers from the crowd. That is fantastic. Oh wow! And I mean, how hard is it? Like honestly, tell me how hard it is for you.
It's a struggle day in, day out, because not only do I have to, it's myself involved, like there's other people around me as well that can be affected by my behaviours and that, and I don't know, if I don't do my regular meeting attendance and I can have that close contact with my group of friends I have, it wouldn't be long until I'd end up going back down those old ways of being back in sex, not back using drugs.
So what do you do now? Like if you're at home now and just say you've had a bad day and you have that thought come into your mind. Like, and I know what you're saying, it'd be so easy for you to just go and get something or ring someone up or whatever. What do you do now for yourself, like when that situation comes to you?
I usually just I ring me good mate Tyler and a couple of other close people that took me in their own home and pretty much love me back to life when I've been struggling, like being around other people in recovery at times. Like they took me in their home, introduced me to their families, and I don't know, built a real strong connection where I know I can trust them in my life. And
I love that when you say, loved you back to life. That's just such a beautiful thing to say, isn't it? Loved you back to life. Well, it's something beautiful. Try and use that this week. You know, with, I don't know, some conversation that you're having with friends or family, but they loved you back to life. That is just so beautiful. What a gorgeous quote. I'm going to be using that this week. So, the conversation that we had before we started the show, and I was saying to you as a parent, if like my child was on drugs, and it's like, it's very, very hard to say, you know, when they get to that stage, that, you know, they just kick you out until you go to rehab. And then I said to you, or, you know, was that better that that happens to you, or is it better that they say, come on, we love you and everything, we want to help you, come home and, you know, we'll look after you at home and whatever. But you were saying to me that when your parents kicked you out and said you're not coming back until you go to rehab, that worked for you. That shook you up a bit.
yeah, because like it hurt when they said that, but like it's something I needed to hear, because I was just taking advantage of my parents and wanting them to do everything for me, like give me money when I didn't have money, or drive me places when they hadn't seen me for like weeks on end. And I don't know, in my eyes that's probably the best thing for me that they could have done, because I not only put them in danger, I put their house in danger in their lives. And
Were you really angry when you were hanging out for your drug? Like, would you get angry and violent?
yeah, very much so. And I take it more out on my mother, because my dad was working, and I take it on my mother, my old brother, and sometimes it lead me to like actually hurting my brother to an extent where he was in a lot of pain. And in my eyes, like I was always just saying it's his fault, but he never done nothing wrong. It was always me, and I'm still paying for those mistakes I made when I was in addiction by not having that like the connection that me and my brother really should have at this time. But I know it'll take a lot of time to build back that connection with him, and I know if I keep on this right path, it'll come back.
If he's watching right now, like, what's something you'd like to say to him?
If he was watching right now, I'd tell him how much I'm sorry for all the hurt I put him through, and everything everything I stole from his personal belongings, and treat him with disrespect, and I love him.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping. What's your brother's name?
Guy.
Hi, Guy. I hope you're watching, and I hope you see that, because it's really beautiful, heartfelt message. And you know, I can't imagine what it would be like to have an addiction like that, and to have that thing make you do things that you don't want to do. So, what's for your future now? Like, how do you look to your future? What do you think is the brightest thing in your future for you right now?
I think my future is like staying on this right path I'm on, and sticking close to like the winners I have around me, like sticking by my best friend's side when she needs me, and like having me support network that I know want nothing but love and care for me, and always there for me if I need to talk to me about anything. Like that's my main reason to live and stay with my parents.
So if, alright, well just say there's someone watching right now and they've gone through a very similar situation as you.
Yeah.
And, you know, they're taking drugs right now, but they don't know what to do. Just say there's someone out there and they've really started to get to that addiction stage and they just don't know what to do. What would be a message of hope that you would give that person?
Just reach out. Don't be afraid of people judging you and all that. Just be yourself, and I just look. Even if you want, look me up on Facebook. Send me a message. Talk to me. I'll help you get through what you're struggling with. Like that's what's helped me. Like reaching out to people that I never used to be able to do. I never used to be able to reach out or connect with anybody, but now I can. Like because I've been in this journey for a long time. Well, not a long time, but a reasonable amount of time, and I know it's a whole better place than using drugs.
There is in life, isn't there? Yeah. So find your, you know, like we've got Steph Patterson in the background here, a little producer, and of course she's yeah. If you could see her, I'd love to turn the camera around because, as you know, we've done a whole series with Steph, and you know it was very enlightening for me, and I'm only hoping that through me doing these amazing interviews and speaking to awesome people like you, Todd, that you know that there's some assistance there, that you've got a clearer picture of how it is. And you know, I know there's parents out there, there's sisters, brothers, girlfriends, boyfriends, you know, people that are going through the situation with their own loved ones, and you know they just don't know what to do. And I'm hoping that, you know, you ring Lifeline or ring organisations, ring the local hospital and ask them if there is a place that you can ring and speak to someone, because, you know, it's good to get the information and to understand what it's like and what your loved one is going through. But it's also good for you to have that understanding and to know that, you know, you've got support networks out there as well. And, you know, like if you've got someone in your family that's going through a drug addiction, help them. Just help them. Don't give up on them. You know, we've seen just how Todd has gone through, you know, 12 years of hell, and then now 21 months, did you say?
Yeah.
21 months clean. Like, that is just amazing. So if anyone's out there and they want any help and they just don't know what to do, contact us. You know, inbox me. Put a little comment up, anything. Anyone struggling, please call a friend. Reach out to us on Facebook or call Lifeline, 131114. So if you're not sure, 131 114. 131114 is Lifeline. Like, talk to someone at Lifeline and they will, you know, put you onto someone. So whether you're a family member you're seeing someone in your family, or a good friend or relation going through it and you want to help them, you know, just don't give up on them, because they need your support. You know, even if you take it in turns, so it's not just one person, you know, helping, that maybe you have a little roster that you work with that particular person in your family. You know, that's one way of doing it, so that you know, that it's not just all onto one person, that, you know, share the load and, you know, see if you can work together and help them. And, you know, no matter what in life, you know, just don't give up, because that's the biggest thing in life is, you know, that you're there to support that person and that you have support yourself, because you need a lot of self-care as well. So I'm going to thank a few of the people that have joined us tonight. So Amber Coombs, thank you for joining us. Lisa Hunt, thank you for joining us. Clinton Graham, now Clinton's coming on in 2 weeks' time. Very interesting story. He's going to tell us about same-sex marriage, and he's getting married in November. So, you know, that's a really lovely story. Kylie Young, thank you so much. Danny Gunn, Tracy Whittenden, Brian Wiseman, thank you, Brian. Sarah Van Dyke, thank you, Sarah. Lauren Zonefeld and Beck Stefanak. Hey, Beck, she was on last week. Joanne Quirk, thank you so much. James Hingston. Michelle Wilcox, Chris Rourke, thank you. Colleen Dandelion, Bronwyn Pettit, and Vicky Leake. Thank you, Vicky. Cherie Jones, Marie Patterson, thank you, bless you. Annie O'Day, like Annie O'Day, thank you, darling. Vicky Fortune, Bronwyn Crookson, Trish Givers, Mel Kate, Ian Edwards, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And, you know, join me for next week, and soon to be up with the 100 show on the 4th of December. If you're interested, just go to On the Couch with Kelly on Facebook, and there's an events post there, and book in, because you will need to book in. There's limited seats. It's free. There's going to be great entertainment. I'm being interviewed by my son, and the questions are coming from you, the audience. So book in. Anyway, it's goodbye from us, and don't forget to ring Lifeline 131114 if you need any help. So knowing that no matter what in life, that everything's going to be great, awesome, and no matter what, don't give up. Know you're going to be okay. So let's have a thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Night.